Hello, folks, and welcome back to another episode of General Geekery. With me, as always, is JD.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And an interesting Friday that it is. We're doing kind of a special short notice episode because Hasbro Pulse dropped a bunch of announcements today. Some cool stuff, some stuff that's going to piss people off, some mediocre stuff, kind of like shotgunned it all over the place. So
Well,
I think what
consistently
JD
across
set
the board,
JD off
the
was this GI
well,
Joe guy. So let's have a tell me
well,
what tell me why you sent me a text message saying we had to do this right
all
now.
right. Well, wait a minute. Let's start with the fact that consistently across the board, the worst part of their presentation is usually the employees that they have sitting down presenting this stuff.
Okay, I
Okay.
didn't watch the presentation, so I
I
don't.
don't, I did, I watched like four of them. And honestly, they're very enthusiastic. And that is encouraging. They're clearly, they're clearly, uh, they definitely enjoy what they do. They're
That's fine.
definitely enjoying, they put a lot of creative energy into the stuff they're making, and they are dedicated to making it authentic to whatever you're seeing on the screen. And that is a good thing. I cannot complain at all that they're just phoning it in because they are certainly not.
All right.
They're good at what they do, and they're making this stuff based on, for audiences that they know are going to have discerning opinions that go across the spectrum. And
Yeah,
that is
that's
a good
boy,
thing.
that's putting it mildly.
Um, their PR is not so great. Some of the people that they have that aren't actually working on the toy line, some of the people that just, well, I don't know, some of them may be working on this, but some of them, they're varying degrees of knowledgeability according to the history of the line they're working
Knowledgeability.
on.
Is that even a word?
What?
Knowledgeability?
I don't know. Maybe. And if it's not, it should be. I bet it's in the Urban Dictionary in a couple of years.
All right. JD just
But
invented a word and you heard it here first, folks.
exactly. I don't know. Now I'm all like whatever. But so their presentation is good. They're enthusiastic. I'm not entirely certain that some of these people ever collected the toy lines when they were kids. Uh, they definitely don't seem to have quite a grasp of the history of the line.
Yeah.
But what they're working on right now in their faces is really well done. There's a Transformers figure based on the Autobot arc.
Yeah, I was gonna mention
It's
that.
huge. I watched the presentation, and the employee, when he picked it up, he's carrying this. It's at least the size of the Sky Striker,
Really.
and when it unfolds, it's a wow, yeah. What is that? They're bigger than the leader class figures.
Kingdom class.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I know I saw the thing on Facebook
yeah
yesterday. It's called
yeah
Kingdom
they're
class.
like they are epic.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it
this
looks
thing
amazing,
is
and
cool.
it's kind of like a triple changer because I think it goes from the Arc ship to a robot, and then it transforms into the monitor that's inside the.
No, it includes Teletran 1. You mean the
Oh,
computer?
okay.
Yeah, it's an accessory.
Oh, okay.
And
Because it
even
looked that the
people
Teletran one looks like it transforms.
uh it's just got moving pieces.
Okay.
It can be interacted um with with the transformers that you sit in front of it.
Oh, all right.
So like the current stuff that they had, like the employee had Wheeljack out, and he did a display, and it's in scale, and it's really cool. And
Nice.
they've never made a toy of Teletran one before,
Um, okay. No, I
so
guess
that's
not.
cool.
There might be a
But
third party version of it out, but definitely not a Hasbro version.
no, definitely not a Hasbro version, and it is cool. Like, yeah, because it unfolds and it folds back. Like it can be expanded on, I think. But
Okay.
I mean, anybody who ever watched the classic cartoon, you see that all the computer equipment is always this nice orange color, and they totally captured that in the toy.
Well,
So
and it
even
looks like
people,
the wheel jack is a kingdom size figure too.
um, Yeah, he's recent. I'm not entirely certain. He's not. I'm not. No, dude. What is that scale called? Because there's the Voyager class, the
It's
Leader
called
class.
Kingdom Titan class. I'm looking at the
Oh,
pre-order right
Titan
now.
class. That's it. Titan class. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think the other Titan class figures. There's a Scorponok, I think, and there's a Skylynx. You know, the half dragon
Yeah.
space shuttle guy. But yeah, Titan class. So, but even people that aren't fans of like the Arc as a character, becoming a robot character, one of the Autobots. Some of these people are going to buy this thing because of Teletrans One.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
think
a
it's a
staple
cool idea
in
to
the
begin with.
um.
And
But
kind of overdue, honestly, but I'm
the Arc?
yeah.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe that it actually took 35, 36 years since the original toy line that the Arc actually gets a toy. The Arc in its cartoon, its established mythos appearance. I mean, I think there have been other versions of it from other media that but they never made an interactive toy like that.
There
So,
is a
I mean,
really,
that's
really
everything.
awesome custom somebody has done of the Arc, and it's in scale. Um, Google it, Google image it if you got the time. I don't have any of that information. I just remember I've seen it like twice, and
That's
it's
cool.
massive. It's like playset size that this guy put together. It's really cool. So yeah, Google image uh, custom Transformer Arc, and I'm sure it'll come up.
I mean, the rest of the Transformers stuff is okay. There's a lot of Beast Wars stuff, and honestly,
I'm not a big
I,
Wars fan.
I, I, I wasn't into Transformers at the time Beast Wars was out, and as I understand it, the cartoon is one of the best, like deep mythos Transformers cartoons they ever made. But honestly, that aspect of it's just kind of lost on me. So I can't get into it. I mean, they're cool looking. The toys, they're very nice for an aspect of Transformers that I don't. There is one character I really like, uh, Tiger Claw, but I just include him. Like, there's a new one coming out, and I might buy it, but I just include him with the rest of my Transformers. Um, so,
Yeah, I've never
but
never owned a Beast Wars figure, to be honest.
um, neither have I until I got a Tiger, yeah, a few. No, Tigatron. That's his name. Tiger. I'm mixing him up with the GI Joe Ninja. Yeah, Tigatron. He's cool. I got one at a convention a few years ago when I was there with Chad. But there's a new one coming out, and I might buy it, maybe. But yeah, what set me off in the first place was
The GI Joe announcement.
yeah,
So first they started off by showing the like figures that are definitely geared towards the kids. There's a Storm
yeah,
Shadow, a Snake Eyes, and a Scarlet, and a Baroness, I believe.
yeah.
They look 6-inch scale. I'm not 100%
They're about
on
5 inch. They're about 5 inch scale. The Avengers has a
halfway
similar line.
halfway decent articulation from what I can tell.
Yeah, there's a
Definitely
there's an
geared for
Avengers
kids.
equivalent line that I've looked at Target, and um, they're definitely a kids' toy line, and there's nothing wrong with it for what
No,
they are.
for
They're
kids, yeah.
decent. There's a Night Creeper in there too,
Oh, that's right.
and it looks pretty accurate to the vintage,
It does.
uh, the original, the
Red
version
Ninja too.
one.
There's a Red
Oh, there's a
Ninja.
red. Oh, that's right. He kind of looks a little bit like the classified version, right?
Yeah, he does.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, I
I
mean,
forgot about that till you mentioned
you
the
gotta.
Night Creeper.
So, I mean, kids who are into ninjas, perfect.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. But that wasn't the
After that
only GI Joe
presentation was
announcement today.
over, then they moved on to the classified reveals. And
And they
these were the
revealed
first
the movie
official reveals
figures
we've
in
had.
classified series, in classified scale, which immediately lost my interest right there.
Well, and I was into it. Um, I didn't realize that all they were going to be was announcing was. I didn't realize they were only going to be announcing uh, Snake Eyes. What? Okay, what is the movie called?
Snake Eyes, I
Snake
think.
GI Joe Origins Snake Eyes,
All right.
I think.
I don't know.
It's this is the first time that they revealed the movie designs, and well, they also announced that the movie, which was supposed to be out last year, but of course, like everything else, they had to shut down
Yeah.
production because of COVID, and they moved it to October of this year. Well, they
The
announced
release
that
date, or
yeah, the release date of the movie was supposed to be in October,
yeah.
but they announced today that they bumped the release date up to July.
Oh wow.
Um,
I didn't even know that they'd finished production, I guess.
that neither did I, and that's cool that they. But if we're only what are we 3 months away from, I was kind of hoping that they would show the trailer for the movie. They
Ah,
did not. And the way they set up the presentation by announcing that whole, I kind of thought maybe it would lead into, and it's Hasbro, it's PulseCon, it's their own presentation, so could have.
yeah.
But then maybe
Well,
the
I don't
trailer's
know.
not
That
ready.
might be a movie. That might be up to the movie.
No, you're right.
It's
It
their
might be.
product, but it might be the movie
And you're right, and it
studio.
might be. There might be a licensing deal or something. Maybe they couldn't show it, but they sort of teed it up that I got disappointed enough that they didn't show it. But that's okay. I'm going to give the movie a chance, just like I gave the other movies a chance. Frankly, neither of them are very good,
No,
and I'm not
no, they're
expecting
not.
much out of this one.
Nope.
But the toys, they're they're apparently super accurate to what's seen on the screen. They're
The
not at all
sculpting looks
accurate
very
to,
nice.
huh?
Sculpting looks very nice. The paints look very nice.
The
That's
sculpting
about
is
all I can say about it because I have zero. Well, I won't say zero interest in the 6-inch line, but man,
the
yeah, no,
sculpting is fantastic. The likenesses to the actors are probably really good. I don't know who any of the actors are.
yeah,
Um, except for Henry Golding, who I didn't know before he was announced as playing Snake Eyes. And during this presentation, in order to show the Snake Eyes figure, they actually went to a pre-recorded segment of the actor unboxing the figure and
no,
showing it off.
yeah,
So that was kind of interesting.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Um, so okay, I can say that the likeness of the face on the toy does look like him. I can't say that about the rest of the cast because I don't have any
Yeah,
idea. But the sculpts are very nice. They don't look anything like previous established versions of the characters, but they're movie characters, and I wasn't expecting them
fair enough.
to. But I'll say this: looking at Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, if those are accurate to the designs of the movie costumes for the Snake Eyes movie, I don't feel they're different enough from the designs that they used in the previous GI Joe live action movies to
And I,
really.
yeah, and I
I
absolutely detested how Storm Shadow looked. I still maintain the fact that he looks like a pimp.
Yeah, I mean I wasn't crazy about their costumes in the last. They're they're always versions of Snake Eyes is always some kind of evolution of the Knight's Visor version
Yeah,
2
with
costume.
lips.
Storm Shadow in both. I mean, and between Rise of Cobra and Retaliation, they had different costumes,
Mhm.
but they were but they were variations on the same theme. And this continues that same tradition. Snake Eyes has the Knight's Visor again. Storm Shadow has the coat again.
Yeah, the pimp coat.
Yeah, they don't look different enough from the previous live action iterations that had they not announced that this is a new and a separate continuity thing, I would not have realized that it was
Yeah,
because they don't look different enough. In fact, if anything, And okay, the Baroness doesn't look like the Baroness, but that's fine because
And I saw
they
some pretty rude
decided to go in
comments
a different. What?
she looks.
Huh?
I saw some pretty rude comments on Facebook of people's opinions on how that figure looks.
I'm sorry. You saw rude comments on Facebook. Imagine my shock.
Yeah. Well,
People on social media are assholes.
that's
Okay.
while we post
They're
this on social media.
yes. There's people, well, they're keyboard warriors. They
Yeah.
have a lot to say
Like
because they have some anonymity. And honestly, I just ignore most people's opinions on things because they don't like things that are different
yeah.
and they don't like things that are the same and they don't like new versions of the old stuff. And
Which
they
is
really,
basically what you just said
yeah,
about everything that you just went.
right. I'm not saying that I'm any different. I'm not
Oh,
pretending I am. Yes, yes,
no.
it's annoying. Um,
The irony of you
fandoms,
think you can cut it with a knife.
fandoms are not happy with anything. They're not, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People say Star Wars fans are the worst. GI Joe fans are the worst. Transformers are the worst. No, all fandoms across the world of any franchise, people are horrible. Okay, but
Yeah. That's how
I'm gonna say I'm going to give this movie a chance, just like I gave the other ones a chance. But I can't help but feel like this is a Netflix original movie, even if it's not.
yeah, kind
I'm
of.
going to look at it as a sweet ninja movie that may or may not be at all connected to any property that I grew up as a fan of.
Yeah.
Just like I watched the look, I really like of the two movies that have already come out, I prefer Rise of Cobra because it was stupid and it knew it was stupid and it played up that it was stupid. Whereas Retaliation was stupid, but it took itself too seriously.
Okay.
And it has no idea that its dialogue was atrociously bad to the point where I have trouble rewatching it. But if you're going to make a dumb sci-fi action movie, um, at least play it up as being a dumb sci-fi action movie and don't make it take itself so seriously.
Yeah. Fair.
As long as this one is just mostly ninjas doing ninja stuff and has fun with it, it might be decent. But I don't know. I this thing just looks like a Netflix movie to me. I mean, without seeing the trailer, if I'm just looking at the toys and I'm judging this based on what they've done in the, I'm like, are they really doing anything that different? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
so on top of that, it doesn't sound like there was any kind of announcement for any continuation of the retro line.
No.
Are there going to be? How long is the Hasbro? I mean, are there going to be more announcements, or did they announce everything today?
As far as I know, they announced everything.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it's possible there might be more retro stuff coming, and people were disappointed that there was nothing like Major Blood wasn't showing off. But
Yeah, and so that was the other thing is I keep so the rumor is that the next wave of classified figures is Major Blood, Barbecue, and Alley Viper, and I have seen zero official announcements on that. And there's one guy on Facebook already selling pre-orders for the Major Blood for $30 when there has been like zero official announcements that that figure is actually coming out.
well, no, actually, through the Target computers, there's been confirmation found that Major Blood is a Target exclusive. Um,
Well, I don't know. I put a lot of stock in that.
I
I wouldn't
I
give
don't have any
somebody
reason to
$30.
doubt it. They
I
already made Firefly a Target exclusive.
yeah.
And Beachhead a Target exclusive.
Yeah, but we knew those figures were coming out. We'd seen pictures of them.
Yeah, but just because we haven't seen pictures of these yet doesn't mean they're not. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't give
But
anybody 30
but
bucks for a figure that I don't know is coming out.
well, I've seen a lot of people annoyed that Major Blood wasn't shown during this thing. But if he's indeed coming, and if he is a Target exclusive, he's not going to be part of this PulseCon because it means he's not going to be available through Hasbro Pulse. He's not going to be available on Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store or Big Boy Collectibles.
That makes sense on why they didn't announce the next wave of because they'll be Cobra Island figures and they'll be exclusive to Target.
They're not going to announce them to this.
Those, which is annoying because the two figures that I would actually spend money on in a 6-inch scale are Major Blood and of course Alley Viper, who is like one of my all-time favorite figures ever.
I mean, is it possible they're coming? Sure. Is it probable? Yeah. Am I tempted to believe it? Yeah, I am. But they weren't going to be revealed at this because there were no exclusives from any toy line. Star Wars, Transformers, Power Rangers. Nothing exclusive was announced because they're not available through the general
Pulse.
Through Pulse, or they're only available at certain retailers, so they're not going to be announced at PulseCon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that doesn't mean that we can't be disappointed that there weren't other non-movie classified stuff announced. There wasn't. There were no additions to the standard classified line announced. If Barbecue is coming and he's not an exclusive, I wish that he'd been shown here, or if any other characters are coming. That's kind of where my hang up is. And then if we shift over to the Star Wars stuff, they got lots of cool stuff coming out.
Yeah, I wanted to mention some of the stuff that was coming out. I haven't looked at the 6-inch series, but they actually have some vintage collection figures coming out. They have they've got a couple more up that I hadn't seen before. Electrostaff Purge Trooper exclusive. There's a vintage collection Han Solo and indoor gear, a Royal Guard, Admiral Akbar, a Luke and Hoth gear. There's a Shock Scout Trooper from Jedi: The Fallen Order video game, a heavy battle droid, and a Shadow Trooper from the Force Unleashed, Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars, and Darth Maul from the Clone Wars. Those were all announced today. I missed the Purge Trooper, which looks like it's got an airborne clone helmet.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I'd like to see the box art. I don't know that I'm gonna. It's okay, I guess. I don't want to spend $18 on it though.
The designs I've seen from Fallen Order, Trooper variations, they're all cool looking. I don't feel the need to own toys of any of it. The 6-inch Black Series stuff that they showed off, that they revealed.
Yeah, let's see what there, because Big Bad Toy
stuff
Store
from the
all up.
We've
got the Kosuke Reeves from The Mandalorian. Zero from The Mandalorian. Looks like a General Calrissian. Aura Singh.
I'm in for that one. But then I'm always in for the Lando figures.
I don't know if that's Luke Skywalker is new. Kier Kanos. Oh, Jackson finally got a figure.
Those guys, Jackson, Kier Kanos, Luke Skywalker,
and a comic version of Darth Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul. Yeah, those were announced a few weeks ago.
Okay, I missed the Jackson rabbit.
Um,
But,
I like that one, but I don't know that I'm gonna get it.
yeah, that's like one of the huge, like, I can't think of the word that I want to use. Like, it was nobody liked it at the time, so it's like cult classic is what I want to use. It's kind of a
Well,
cult classic favorite character. It's goofy looking rabbit, but I mean, from the Marvel comics, Star Wars, that people have been clamoring for a figure for years, and you finally got one, and it's 6-inch figures, and
well,
I'm down.
he comes along now because Jackson was made canon a couple of years ago.
Mm,
He's no longer part of Legends. He's canon, full
gotcha.
on canon. Um,
And
um,
there was another X-wing announced too. I don't know what that was.
it's Blue Leader from Rogue One.
Ah, okay.
Um, who was, I think it was General Merrick in the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, his
They don't have the
yeah,
pre-order up on. Oh, do they?
yeah,
No.
His X-wing squadron flew on the Scarif and shot down a couple of the AT-ATs, and then he got blown off. But I mean, he's cool. The figure's cool. It looks like the actor. I'm sure it's expensive because it comes with the X-wing. Um,
The last few X-wings that have come out have been over $100.
yeah, so I'm
I
sure
paid
this one's no
$100 for my
different.
big Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. I don't own. I haven't bought a Star Wars vehicle in I don't know how many years. I don't plan
My
to
last
start
Star Wars
now.
vehicle was the like hover tank, tread tank from Rogue One, and I got it for essentially half off at Amazon. It was
Yeah,
$30 or $15. I don't remember. It was cheap at Amazon. I wanted one, but they've jacked the price up so much on Star Wars vehicles that it's just
yeah. Um, I I don't. I'm occasionally buying the 6-inch figures, depending on the characters. Um, Hang on, let me see. I haven't opened it yet, but I got him the other day at
oh,
Walmart.
Ron. All right.
Yeah, so um, I was planning to order him off one of the websites, but then I found him at Walmart, so I'm like, well, I don't need to. And I got this the other day. Or I got this last week, but I haven't had a chance to open it. But
God.
after 20 some years of being a Jar Jar Binks fan, this should be no surprise to anybody. I like Jar Jar. I always did. I liked him in 1999. I still do. I liked him long before I had kids, so I can't even say ever since you had kids. No, I just like Jar Jar. But and I was
One in every crowd.
yes, and I was happy that if I'm not mistaken, other than Darth Maul, who's obvious, I think he's the first specific Phantom Menace figure that isn't Darth Maul in the Black Series, I believe. Wait, no, there's Mace Windu too, but honestly, he was in all three of the prequels, so not actually sure which movie that they based that one off of. Or it could be actually there may be an Obi-Wan too, maybe a Qui-Gon too. I'm not really sure. Now I'm backtracking on some of those Black Series figures, but again, they're all main characters, and so is Jar Jar, I guess. But whatever. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for one of the variations of Queen Amidala in one of her 14 different dresses she wore in that movie to come out. Then I'll buy that too. And the Nemoidians, I'll buy them too if they come out in the 6-inch line. Funny, because a couple weeks ago, Tanya and I watched The Phantom Menace, and when she saw the Nemoidians, she said they look like boogers. And now I can't really unsee it. They do kind of look like talking boogers with red eyes. I can't, yeah, I can't really get that image out of my head now. And I'm amused by this. So, but I'm waiting for a 6-inch scale Watto to come out. But
I thought there already
regardless,
was one, but I guess
I do believe the only 6-inch figures that I've seen in the store lately, I saw Grief Karga, who's played by Carl Weathers, and I saw the Mandalorian himself. I didn't feel any need to buy either of them. They're very well done looking figures. I didn't buy either of them, but I am considering buying the Bad Batch 6-inch Black Series figures. They finally showed off tech today, so the
yeah, I saw
four
that. That was one
yeah,
of
so the four basic members of Bad Batch are coming out, all somewhere in the vicinity of when the timeline for them. I do no Hunter. I think in Crosshair they're already out. I've seen pictures of them. People have them. Wrecker's coming. Tech is coming. All in time for the Bad Batch TV series
yeah.
to launch on Disney Plus. I'm waiting for them to show Echo, who was the formerly dead ARC trooper, or thought to be dead ARC trooper that they rescued. And since he didn't fit in with the regular clone army anymore, he too went with the Bad Batch. And according to the trailers that we've seen, he's part of the new TV series. So I anticipate his 6-inch figure will be announced anytime now.
Yeah.
But when did you say the character's name is Casca Reeves?
Yeah, one of the
She
one of the female Mandalorians from
yeah, she was she's played by WWE wrestler Sasha Banks.
mm,
So now she's got a wrestling figure and she's got her Star Wars figure.
cool.
I was 0% surprised that to see that she's getting a Star Wars figure. Now I'm waiting to see if the Mandalorian that was hanging out with them in that one episode that they were in, who he played Bakshi on Agents of Shield. I'm waiting to see if he gets a figure now too. Then I'll get all three of them. I'll get the whole trio. But I like the 6-inch line, and I like what they're doing with it. I wish they weren't so expensive, but I
No,
understand why.
I cannot get
I I'm not a
the
scale.
last
I'm
six
not.
inch figure that I bought was the Death Trooper, and that's just because I love Death Troopers. But
Um, I
I cannot. It just irritates me to no point, to no end, when Hasbro says we're going to discontinue the 4-inch line because it's too expensive to make decently articulated figures. But here's the 6-inch figure that's way more expensive, way more plastic, and has decent articulation. Buy this instead. No, you know what?
well,
Screw you, Hasbro.
but the thing is, people are buying it.
I know, and
They're
that's fine.
huge. They're selling
If,
huge,
but
so they're
there's a
going to
lot of
continue doing that. But
yeah,
at
I
least
know
they
there's
are
a lot
giving.
of Marvel
At
Legends
least
fans that want stuff in the 6-inch scale. I get that, I respect it. It isn't me.
no, it's not. But not everything can appeal to everybody.
I know. I didn't say
I
yeah.
mean,
I,
honestly, I'm so far out of the loop on Star Wars stuff. Like I said, some of the 6-inch stuff I buy depending on the character, and only some of it was I even aware that they brought out, like even vaguely. And now I'm kind of working backwards, trying to get a couple of them, and some of them are not that easy to get.
no.
Uh, like the characters from Star Wars Rebels. I believe they brought all of them out. I don't have any of them. They did re-release some of them now to make them a little bit cheaper, I guess, a little bit easier to get. But um, I mean, what Hasbro showed off today, they're doing some really good work.
And that
I
kind of
just
yeah, so that wasn't the only thing that they announced today. I wanted to talk about one other thing, and that's the Marvel Legends line because
I
um
didn't see anything they were bringing out for that. I wasn't watching the coverage anymore at that point, so I missed it. What are they bringing out?
so there is an Endgame Infinity Saga Thor, which looks pretty cool. Um, there is a like necklace,
Oh,
the Eye of Amagato, and the next well, not the next wave, but one of the upcoming Marvel Legends wave is essentially an Iron Man wave. So it will have the modular armor from the comic books, which looks pretty accurate to the comic
Oh,
books.
wait, isn't that the 90s era armor from the that's what he was wearing when him and Rhodey started the Force Works team
Yes.
out of the ashes of the West Coast Avengers.
Yep.
Nice. All
There's
right.
6 inch.
I may have to get that since I got the War Machine figure, the deluxe War Machine earlier this year.
There is a 6 inch guardsman figure coming.
The green guys?
Yes.
Okay.
There looks like a repack of the stealth armor, which kind of annoys me since it's like the third repack of the stealth armor, and we still have yet to get like the hydro armor or the, um, well, like number one, a comic accurate space or a comic accurate stealth armor, and then where's the hydro armor and the space armor from the comic books that we should have had
Wait,
years and years ago?
hang on. Didn't they just bring out the space armor? Isn't it the Star Boost armor? Isn't that the
No,
same?
comic accurate.
I don't know if the one that came out is movie or what. I don't
That's
know. I don't pay
movie.
that close attention.
No,
And I can't tell you the difference between all of the different armors like
I
you
can't.
can.
No, it's not.
So it's MCU based, or is it just new stuff and not classic stuff from the comics?
For what? This
The like the stealth armor and whatever you said, it's not comic accurate. Is it from the MCU or is it just more modern and it's
it's a
not
repack.
classic?
It's just a repack. It's just a it's an Iron Man armor painted metallic dark blue.
Oh, okay. So it's just
It's supposed to be comic accurate, but I mean there's subtle sculpts to the comic book art that have never translated into a figure
okay.
except for this
That's what I'm
Toy
asking.
Biz.
This is what you have to clarify for me.
Ah,
Um,
okay. So
because
the closest one that we've ever gotten to a comic accurate is the Toy Biz. Iron Man had a line that they came on a card. They came with a like snap on um, vac metal or vac metal vac polished armor, and it was for the comic or for the cartoon series. And that stealth
okay.
armor, the little pieces that snapped on, made like the top of the boots wider. It made he had a backpack. It made specific parts of that figure wider, which was actually fairly comic accurate. Unfortunately, those figures only look good on the card. Once you get them off the card and start snapping on accessories, they're crap.
I was to say they're 90s Toy Biz figures. They were not well done.
Yeah. So
But honestly, I as far as I know, the stealth armor from the comics that I've read, it's Iron Man's armor, but it's blue.
yeah,
So
there's
if there's
subtle
more
changes that they
differences,
talk about in that issue. I believe that's issue 152, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check that.
was it part of the Armor Wars? Because I read that.
No, that was a different. That was a stealth armor Mark II.
Yeah, see, these are the things that you have to educate me on. Because when it comes to Iron Man toys, uh, whatever scale, in my head, it's either MCU or it's comic. And if it's comic, but it's not red and yellow or red and gold, then I don't know much about it. And if it's MCU, well, chances are it was only on screen for a few minutes and I probably missed it.
Yeah. All right. So also in this wave, um, if you collected the Iron Man 2 line from a number of years ago, one of the
I
figures was
did.
a translucent blue Iron Man figure with white accents, and it was called the holographic armor. They're making
Oh, that was in a Kmart 3-pack. I
yeah,
had that set.
no, yeah, maybe it did come in a 3 pack.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it did. They're making a 6 inch version of that.
Ooh, I might have to get that. I like that figure.
They're making another Ultron figure. It's going to be comic accurate. I couldn't tell you which version because they've done Ultron so many times in the comic books. Yeah, so none of these are movies. These are all comic act.
Okay, all right. So they're all from the comics, nothing from the MCU.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad we have that cleared up.
Yeah. And then there is a Ironheart, which is the gal that took over for Tony Stark in the comic books.
Oh, Riri Williams.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe that. I don't know. I haven't
Did they
read.
finally make a figure of her?
I have them, but I
Okay,
haven't read them.
because yeah, she made a big splash. So I'm surprised it took this long for them to get a figure of her
But
out.
the figure looks phenomenal. I love the figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
And
go.
there is Dark Star. I don't know anything about her.
She was one of the
Soviet operative on a nefarious mission land.
yeah.
Broke free.
The in the comics, there's the Russian equivalent of the Avengers. There was a bear. There was Red Guardian.
Yeah,
There was her,
the
and
bear
then
is
there
the
was
Build-A-Figure.
another guy. And there, the Red Guardian is brought into the MCU, played by the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
But
he'll be in the Black Widow movie.
hang on, I'm looking up that wave.
All right, so hang on a second. Let me finish.
Yeah.
So Dark Star is the last figure in the wave, and then the Build-A-Figure is Ursula Major, and that's the bear from that Russian Avengers team that you're talking about.
Oh, that's awesome. I am looking. My God, shut up, Hasbro Pulse. I hate this website. All right. Oh, the modular armor. Yeah, I totally.
And people are complaining about this. It's about time this figure got this armor got a figure. This figure did, or this particular armor already has a figure. I don't think a lot of people realize that. It came in a 2-pack called Face Off with the Mandarin. There are 2 versions of that. The Mandarin's painted 2 different colors. The Iron Man figure is red and yellow, like the comic book. The other pack has a gray and black, which if you take the faceplate off, it's Rhodes, and that is a very hard figure to get.
I was gonna say I don't know about this, and now I want it.
And it's really hard to get both of those figures with the faceplates because the faceplates come off and are easily lost. And if you wanted to wait 15 seconds, I can show them to you because I have both of those figures in my collection.
Yes, I will wait 15 seconds.
All right. All right. Unfortunately, half my display just tanked.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I kind of needed to get everybody back on not every so the Marvel Legends have foot peg holes, but they don't go to any stand.
Hands?
Yeah, there is no stand for those. So what I
That's
do is I grab
annoying.
a small hole and I use GI Joe stands. So I got lazy and didn't do that on like the last 20 figures I put in my display. So those 20 figures just fell all over the place. So I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, it gave you an excuse to redo that.
So the modular armor that everybody, so the figure that's coming out from Marvel Legends, it's more accurate than the one that did come out. But everybody's saying this armor doesn't have a figure, but yeah, it does. And here it is.
Ah, oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't know that figure existed.
How many people did because it came in the 2-pack?
Oh yeah, looks just like he did in the comics at the time with the mustache.
Faceplate.
I can see why that's easily lost.
Because it only just sits in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't peg in there. It just sits in there.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you take that out of the display, be careful with that, just in case.
And the one that's really hard to get is the War Machine.
Of course, it's really hard to get because that's the one that I'd like to get.
This is one of my grails. It took me years to get this one with the faceplate.
Oh,
yeah, that's getting a good deal on it too. I don't think I paid very much for it. I think I ended up getting it for like $30, but these usually go a lot more than that. And then the lighting's kind
of yeah.
Here, but
no, that's okay. I can clearly see James Rhodes in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Man, I want one of those figures. That's awesome.
But yeah, both of those are the Iron Man's not too hard to get. The the War Machine's hard to get, and they're both a lot harder to get with the faceplate.
Yeah. So you said they included the Mandarin?
Yeah, they both had the Mandarin in it, just different color schemes.
Did did one of them have the green face that they used in the cartoon for a while?
That
Okay.
was way before the cartoon.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
I don't know when the cartoon came out to say that.
Well, I was gonna say because I think it was in the '90s,
That's a good
the
question.
same time that they were wearing the. But I don't know when the Green Mandarin popped up into the pop culture, but I
Uh,
always
it
found that
was
to
in
be
the
weird.
it was in that it was in the toy biz. It was in that cartoon that I mentioned. Those toy biz
Yeah, because I
are
remember it,
from, because
but
that Mandarin figure in that way in that
yeah,
set is green faced.
yeah. I didn't remember if I didn't know if he was ever green in the comics or if that was just from the cartoon.
I don't remember. So let's see. No, he wasn't green faced. So the one that came with the War Machine, he's got like big flowing robes. I mean, it's a cool figure, but it's red with yellowish orange accents. And the one that came with the Iron Man is green with yellow accents. So the more traditional color.
Okay,
Um,
so both have the big traditional silky looking ceremonial.
Yeah,
The
there's a different head sculpt, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's masked in the Iron Man set and he's unmasked in the uh, War Machine set. So it's two different figures, but with two different head sculpts. So I would imagine both of those figures are fairly difficult to get too, but I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't realize those two packs existed, so um I'm willing to bet
I'll,
lots of people don't.
I'll
Um
be willing to bet you'll be able to find them both carded on eBay because there's usually always they're carded on eBay, but they are really expensive. I'll bet you look
I
at 200. We're doing this here. I have my computer open, so let's have a look real quick on eBay and see what we have for Iron. And it's called Iron Man Face Off set. Uh, yeah, if you want both, you can get them for 170 bucks carded.
I don't want them that bad.
There's a carded War Machine set for 111. There's a carded Iron Man set for 95, and that's it. Oh wait, no. Here's the Iron Man that does not have the faceplate for 34. Here's the War Machine loose with the Mandarin for 52. It looks like it has the faceplate. Uh, Here's the Iron Man with the faceplate for 25. Uh, oh, here's the War Machine with the faceplate. The bidding is starting at $25. That's actually a fairly awesome price.
Yeah, but the bidding is starting at 25, which means it'll be 100 when all's said and done.
Uh, Nobody's bidding on it. Nobody's watching it.
How long's it got left?
4 days.
Nah, no buy it now price on there.
Nope.
Lame.
Yeah, that's because they're expecting it to. Yeah, I would at least watch that auction because that's a hard figure to get, and if nobody's looking for that figure right now.
I'll say send me a link. Because I will forget in 3, 2, 1. I have the memory of a goldfish. At least if you send me the link, there's a chance.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh, so, um,
It doesn't look like there's any watchers on it either, because usually it says if there's somebody watching it.
nice.
I'll bet nobody knows that's up there right now. 25
Well,
bucks is a steal for that figure.
Now we're gonna put this out, and 25 people will know that didn't know already. Shoot,
Unless they have to watch this far into it.
drat. Well, how could they not with our silky smooth voices
Oh, I know, right?
and easygoing conversational style?
And my wife cooking dinner in the background and your son running around in the background.
Yep. Hey, mister. Yeah, he doesn't want to be on camera.
I didn't think he did.
He
So
doesn't like doing the
that's
on
kind
camera.
of Marvel Legends information there, and a look at some of the rare Marvel Legends that have been out that I have in my collection, and hopefully the crash didn't trend. You didn't hear the crash up here.
I didn't hear it, dude. I didn't hear it at all.
Did you hear me swearing?
No, I
Okay.
didn't hear that either. Which tells me that your Iron Man display downstairs in the
You've seen my
is
display.
no, I'm saying, but where it is in the house, it's just far enough away that I don't think the microphone picked up on it because I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't think about it till after I stopped swearing. That I'm like, oh, you know what about that? That I might have to trim that out.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I just knocked over a whole bunch of my Iron Man figures, but I needed to. So yeah, what I do is I Dremel a small hole and then put them on a GI Joe figure stand.
So they don't have foot peg holes.
They do, but the holes don't work with any stand that's
It's
available.
weird.
It is.
So they put holes in for foot pegs, but they don't actually fit on. Wow, that's
not any
good
stand
job,
that I've ever
Hasbro.
found. Some of them come with a lot of the old Toy Biz figures used to come with display pieces, like bases or stuff. And
Oh yeah, they were like blast effects and things like that, right?
yeah,
Like
so
real
I think
showy kind of.
they
Put this on
probably
the
the foot
shelf and
pegs
it'll look
probably worked
awesome.
with the figures,
Yeah,
or worked with the accessories, but they don't work with any like commercially available foot peg that or foot figure stand that I'm aware of. There may be somebody may have like custom made Marvel Legends figure stands and selling them on eBay, but I've never looked. Um,
yeah.
and I'm not.
Now when you can do your own, why would you buy somebody else's?
Yeah, because I buy these clear ones from smalljoes.com.
Yeah.
They're cheap as dirt, and they're
Um.
awesome. And for GI Joe stuff, I'll take my Dremel and I'll cut them in half.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
And I bought like a couple hundred of them a year, like I don't know, 10 years back, and I still haven't gone through them all because I cut most of them in half. So I doubled my,
Impressive.
yeah. So I think that was about it for Hasbro Pulse stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
really.
I wanted to talk about it because I got to watch not all the coverage. I got to watch much of it, but I missed the Marvel Legends stuff altogether. That must have been in the afternoon because at some point because and even the Star Wars stuff, I didn't see the presentation. I saw screenshots from the presentation, but yeah, I didn't see it. So if any of that stuff was after lunch, I'm working from home and I watched like the morning stuff on my phone, but I missed all that stuff altogether. I got busy. So
Yeah, no, I was happy to see some more Iron Man figures come out, but the comic, the stealth armor looks like a repaint. The modular armor, it looks a lot better than the Toy Biz one. So people are saying that we never got that figure, but we did. But it was due for an update.
yeah. Well, and that's definitely an overlooked armor by Hasbro. So it's nice that they're finally doing that because, like I said, I got the Marvel Legends, the deluxe Iron Man or War Machine that they did. Like it was a release all by itself, and
Yeah,
I had it
I
pre-ordered up.
finally ended up getting one of those.
Yeah, and and I had it ordered Big Bad Toy Store for months, and no, like way before it came out. And then I got it, and very happy with it.
I haven't even
But
opened mine yet. I just left it.
but I wanted I wanted, but I wanted that modular armor too, because those are the armors that I most vividly remember from the era that I was reading that stuff. Well, and then what was it for Christmas? Because I went to Walgreens. I was getting some photos printed up, and I went to Walgreens and I did what I always do. I stopped by the Marvel Legends, and I look and I see they had the Silver Centurion
Yeah.
armor. It was an exclusive, and I think I sent you the picture, and you're like, "Oh, I need that," and Emily hasn't been able to find it, so I sent it to you.
Yep.
To be your Christmas gift, and I've never seen it since. I've been into two different Walgreens
Really?
since, never seen it since, and there was only that one that when I saw it, and so boy, am I glad I got that for you
Yeah.
when
No
it did.
kidding. Because Emily hasn't had a lot of luck. And here's a like for you folks at home, here's a tip and trick to get your Walgreens exclusive figures. Look on their website. Now, a lot of times, give it a little time after that figure's been released. They're on their website a lot of times.
Really,
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. That's a
I didn't
trick
know
to get
that.
your Walmart exclusive is use their website. It's how I got because they've had 4 or 5 different Iron Man exclusives. Walgreens, 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, because the last one that I saw there in any
2020.
numbers was Iron Man 2020, and they're still sitting over there. There's a bunch of them still sitting over there.
See, and I thought
But
that would be hot because I don't know that was one of the characters from my childhood that I remembered a lot. Uh,
um,
so I figured that one would go quick. But
yeah, they're still sitting there. And then yeah, Silver Centurion. Yep, one time. Boy, am I glad I got that when I did. I feel like I went to the store on the right day to get those photos printed up.
okay. Um,
But
so what
yeah,
I was going
so
to ask you, what is the current Walgreens exclusive that everybody's looking for?
I have no idea. I'm
Yeah,
out of touch. Um, and like some people have found the classified Joes at Walgreens.
really.
Walgreens here's they don't have them. There's no sign of them. Um, the one Walgreens still has a bunch of Magics, and the other Walgreens still has a bunch of Ant-Man.
I know that magic was hard to find for a lot of people too.
Yeah, but yeah, not at this one. It's just been sitting over there. And then yeah, and then the other one, yeah, it's a bunch of Ant-Man with it's a comic book version, so he's
Yeah,
got the big bulbous stupid helmet, but like it's a stealth version, it's all black and red or something. I don't know. But yeah, they don't the Walgreens here, yeah, they don't stock their shelves a lot with toys.
I
They
don't think
don't
any of them do, honestly.
yeah, their stock doesn't
Hit or
change
miss, and
very often.
I still find it very weird that Walgreens is having exclusive Marvel Legends figures.
Yeah, well, they get a bunch of those exclusive Funko Pops too. Um, I there's a market for it, I guess, and they must be successful because I can't ever find the exclusives for the Marvel Legends stuff. So either they're stocking them and people are buying them up, or they're not stocking them and people are buying them from the stock room. I don't know, but clearly they must be selling if they keep giving them exclusives.
I
But
know
like
there was one that
I
Emily
know they
looked
had a Moon
for.
Knight
She
exclusive that I never saw.
Yeah, I know there was one that Emily looked for me from Walgreens, and it wasn't on the shelf, and she asked somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in back," and they got it for her out of the back. So
Um, yeah, that must be nice. Remember a couple years ago they had Boba Fett, but it was the repaint in the white and gray from the original presentation armor. Walgreens here, they never got it. The one that I did see, the Walgreens exclusive that I did see, that I maybe it was an exclusive. I don't know. It was Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars clone trooper armor from the original Clone Wars series. That was awesome. And I left it on the shelf the one day I saw it and never saw it again.
and see, I don't know if my tip and trick works for the Star Wars stuff. I know it works for the Marvel Legends lines only because I've used it a couple of times. I've not been able to find the figures. Um, I had a hell of a time finding that Doctor Doom. I never did. Well, I take that back. I eventually did find one in a store, but that Doctor Doom Iron Man figure was insanely difficult for me to find. Like I said, I found one like a year after it had been released,
I
but
did not know that was even a thing.
it's
So
I wouldn't have gotten it except for it being an Iron Man figure. I mean, it's an underwhelming figure. It's not particularly impressive, but I needed it for my collection, and it was really hard to get, and the only way I got it was from ordering it off of the website. So if you are hunting Marvel Legends exclusives that are exclusive to Walgreens, try their website.
well, that's good to know. And expect that if you order stuff from their website, your inbox will get spammed constantly with Walgreens savings emails.
Um, Actually, I don't think mine has.
Well, luckily you, because I ordered those pictures and wow, I get a lot of Walgreens offers in my inbox now. But such is the thing with ordering stuff online anymore.
Yeah.
Marketing is a big deal,
Yeah,
but
definitely. And it didn't used to be, but I think Entertainment Earth was a big leader in spamming. And so anytime I wanted an Entertainment Earth
I
exclusive,
never ordered anything from them.
I would make my wife order it so
All
that
right, that's
she would get,
funny.
yeah, I'd be like, hey, there's a new Entertainment Earth exclusive. And
That's funny.
she was looking down the barrel of a year of spam.
Oh,
from
poor
Entertainment
Emily.
Earth.
Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that stuff. I know you're I know you're headed back south of the border um
Couple weeks.
fairly soon.
Yep.
So but all right. Good night, folks. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Um and we will hopefully have another conversation before Brian leaves. So
Yeah. And we can always do something while I'm in quarantine because I'll be in quarantine for 2 weeks.
exactly. So
All right.
all
So yeah,
right.
that's about all we got was just the Hasbro Pulse announcements. Thanks for watching. Do all that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Uh, JD and I would both like to thank you for pushing this channel up over 1,000 viewers and or subscribers. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. I do try and get back to all the comments. And good night.